Hey. So, I feel like there's something to say about being away from your familiar surroundings and being away from things that connect you to comfort in a way that can hinder your growth mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If you are in a constant state of comfort your entire life, you're not going to do much growing, and that's just how it is. And I've learned that as I've been here for a week out of state in Arizona, and it just puts things into perspective differently. And you find yourself like not really able to be rooted in anything because you know that this is all a temporary, situation. Like that sounds so like ridiculously deep. Like, okay, it's a vacation. Like, of course it's temporary, but I feel like we should take more vacations in life because the more you're away from the things that you know, and you know like where the nearest Starbucks is, or you know where like the nearest park is, you know the people that live 2 blocks down from there, that can be a hindrance on your growth, and that can be detrimental to your future. Like, and it doesn't ever seem like that. Like, it just seems like, oh well, it's normal to like, have a home base, have people that know you and stuff. And like to an extent it is, but after 5 years pass and like you're kind of in the same area all the time, and it's only like once in a while that you leave, like you should take some time and really think about how much of that time you're living with intention, and you're like putting intention into each day, and how many days are you doing things different to where it can challenge your comfort zone, it can challenge your growth. So this book was originally for scrapbooking. Me and my friend were trying to do a cute little different way of scrapbooking, and it just didn't work because it's a magnetized book, and as soon as you add stuff in, it ain't really gonna close that well. So I tore out those pages. I kept them, they're memories that I cherish. But I decided to make this kind of like my spiritual journey book, like my spiritual journal. So I have all kinds of different things in here that come across my mind or I find on Pinterest, and I think it's thought-provoking, and I think it's something that I can learn from and grow from. And I also just use it as kind of like a journal. I've really been just writing in it ever since I've been here, because I've just been feeling inspired to take the time where I'm not doing things with my family and mold it into something that could be beneficial for me. So for example, like I wrote down like a list of natural cures to things like for headaches, fever, insomnia, like all kinds of different things. Memory problems, arthritis, upset stomach. And then I have things like a new moon checklist of like how to really put that intention out there, and do my part in manifesting what I want to take place. The rest belongs to God. That's up to his plan. But if he is trying to do something and he doesn't see me putting in the effort, nothing's really going to happen, because he can't force me to want that, So I just sit and I breathe and I meditate on what I really want to accomplish within the next month. And I write it down and I pray over it, and, I give it to God. And honestly, like, it might sound a little contradictory, but the moon has always intrigued me and attracted me. So I use the new moon phase to, get that extra oomph. And I do have like just little things, just things like that. So it's really been helping me like kind of stay intentional and stay, aware of what I'm able to do when I put my mind to things. Ooh, face looks weird. Those reflections off the table. But my phone's gonna overheat. I guess the message of the day is take time and be with yourself, and take yourself somewhere that you've never been before. I'm trying to show you how reflective and beautiful this angel aura quartz is, but it's hard to do that in this lighting. Just look it up, it's really pretty. Take yourself out of your comfort zone, and you'll be happy with what you find. And work on yourself in ways that are uncomfortable. Like, instead of just looking at the positive ways to grow as a person, look at the things that are hindering you from growing as a person. That right there, that's the hard stuff. But the hard things are like the most effective. Like, they have like the biggest weight to them that gives you the ability to shift all the negative self-sabotaging crap that we inflict on ourselves without even knowing, because our subconscious is a freaking sponge and it takes up everything that we do, and the more we do it, the more it instills itself in who we are, and it becomes who we are. But we do have the ability to change those things. We just have to be aware and mindful of if we're being intentional with the things we do. And when you find that you don't like the way that things are happening and the outcome of things, you have to be driven enough to change it. So that's my thing for today. It's the 4th of July, by the way, so happy 4th, I guess. My hair sheds. I don't really know if we're doing anything today. We didn't really come out here for the 4th of July. We just came out here to spend time with family. So, yeah. So, what else? What else could I possibly say? Gratitude. Oh my God. Okay. Let me open up my journal real quick. Let me see, because I don't like these shirts because they always go up here as soon as you lift your arms up, and I have to be the whole time. Can't even lift anything. So I found these cards, and here's a disclaimer, okay? God is the only one that has the ultimate control over my future, and I don't believe that I can deter anything off the path that God doesn't already have planned for me, and I don't believe that cards can tell me anything that God doesn't already, know and have planned for me. I don't know how to explain it. I found some power animal oracle cards, and they're very simple, very basic. There's no 6 of cups or whatever the heck tarot cards have. It's not that confusing. It's just each animal resembles a different thing, and it could be good or bad depending on your point of view on it. So so I asked the cards what would be helpful for me to know about myself right now. And I got the kangaroo, the snake, and the porcupine. Kangaroo represents gratitude. Snake represents healing. And porcupine represents freeing yourself of guilt and shame. Or it can mean rebirth or transformation. So I thought those were interesting, and none of them were too hardcore. So I was like, you know what? I will gladly write this down and pray on it and think about how I can integrate it. I definitely know that I can practice gratefulness more. I can do that, just to keep it real. And my healing, I don't know, I have to think about that. I feel like I'm a good advice giver, and I am able to help my friends very easily when it comes to verbal advice and just talking about things with people. I enjoy doing that. and freeing myself of guilt and shame, honey, I understand that. Like, I feel like it's so easy to be feeling like you're supposed to be in a box. Like, I don't even feel like getting into it, but if you know, then you know. Like, boxes are formed all over the place so we can easily fit and insert ourselves into those boxes so no one else is confused by us. And you're just like used to it because that's all you know and that's normal to you. So that shouldn't be normal though. Like, I understand labels are necessary for humans to understand things, but it's like after a while, if you don't understand me, then I just don't know how to help you, homie. Like, you know. But that was just one more thing I wanted to add. And just remember, things only have as much power as you give them. So if you follow Jesus and you're a Christian and you find a pack of oracle cards or whatever cards, just remember, like, those don't hold the power. You and God do. And God is the one who ultimately determines your destiny and your future. And if it doesn't feel right, don't touch him at all, because some would say it's opening a door to other things. But I know well enough that God, you know, he's my psychic. He knows everything that's happened and everything that will happen and all the paths that I will decide to take or won't decide to take. And he will love me regardless. But I'm going to end this because it's hot out here and I'm about to start sweating. But I'll talk to you guys later.